Spectrum is hurt. He can absorb powers. Help him out by lending him some of yours.
You have a moral choice. You can choose whether you want to be a hero or a villain. You will have a chance to change your alignment again after you reach level 20.
Hello all, it's Marco from Random Door Media. In the last video we took a look at the starting missions for City of Heroes, followed by the starting mission for the first expansion, City of Villains. Today we're going to take a look at the starting mission for the Going Rogue expansion, then the optional Galaxy City starting mission, the part of the game that actually has voice acting. While Galaxy City is merely an alternative way to start either City of Heroes or City of Villains, Going Rogue requires an introduction as the expansion covers a very different story. As heroes travel around Paragon City, they will encounter several of the signature heroes. The signature heroes like Positron, Valkyrie, and Manticore act as trainers and Strike Force mission contacts. They're even featured in the City of Heroes comic books. Some of the higher-end content feature missions that involve combating a menace from Praetorian Earth, which is a mirror version of the game world. During the course of missions provided by contacts such as Tina McIntyre and Maria Jenkins, hero characters will encounter the evil versions of the signature heroes that they encountered during the game. These dark side versions of those heroes come from the alternate reality world of Praetoria. In Praetoria, the Earth is almost devastated by a massive monstrosity called Hamadon. The hero statesman, whose real name is Marcus Cole, of that world was able to defeat the creature. Cole then established a city under his protection called Praetoria that he rules with an iron fist. The other heroes of that world stood by him and became his lieutenants. Although the people of Praetoria live in safety and abundance, it came at the cost of liberty and freedom. This is the world that the Going Rogue expansion takes place in. People are rising up in defiance against the totalitarian regime and seek to overthrow the super-powered government. This expansion features so many more missions and stories beyond arresting bank-robbing criminals or becoming a criminal as those found in City of Heroes and City of Villains. Will you join the resistance and help to try to conquer the domineering empire? Or is the protection of all people enough to warrant the forfeiture of liberty and you'll choose to be a loyalist, using your powers to help maintain control while protecting the citizens? Let's take a look at the Going Rogue starting mission. So just before we get into the mission, I need to point out how to start it, because the Going Rogue is not started the regular way. At the origin screen, which is the very first screen of the character creation, you'll have the two options, City of Heroes Freedom and City of Heroes Going Rogue. So to go into the Going Rogue expansion, which will lead you to Praetoria, you have to choose the City of Heroes Going Rogue. Other than that, the character creation is just like normal, so I'm going to jump ahead to Agent Doomstalker, the natural sentinel character that I've created, who has pistols and reconstruction as his abilities. So let's jump in, and we're going to take a look at so yes, we are going to play the tutorial. Complete character creation into the game, yes. And we start off in the Precinct 5 tutorial. So this will be a little bit different than the City of Heroes and City of Villains. Right now this is the world of Praetoria, so this is the alternate version of Earth. The one where essentially the evil version of the superheroes have taken over. It's going to be pretty simple in how the tutorial goes. You're going to have a few contacts to speak with, and it's going to teach you about how to do the basics of the game. To get started, first of all, I'm going to get my power, so I can get my temporary power. Because I'm playing a natural character, I will have throwing knives. Okay, so let's go speak to this person, the Officer Flint. Welcome to the Powers Division. So that's how it works in Praetoria. Anybody with superpowers are all considered part of the Powers Division. Today will be your first live fire mission. And once again, the text will be on your screen if you wanted to read it. And you have options. If you choose beginner, you'll be taught the gameplay basics before meeting Reese. Only choose veteran if you're already familiar with the combat, navigation, conning, and power usage. Or optional, something isn't right here, so it maybe if you chose this by mistake or something like that. But we are going to go with beginner because I want to show everybody how the tutorial goes. So he's going to send us to one of his associates. As you go through the tutorial, you'll see dialogue options labeled optional. These options will allow you to learn more about the subject being taught or more about the lore of Pretoria. Once again, that is something you can select on, so if you want to play it, you can read that for yourself. But in the meantime, I'm just going to go through all the basics. There, and he'll tells us how to use the compass to find out where our objective is. So our objective is over here. Where we currently see some malfunctioning clockworks. So in the world of Pretoria, one of the technological scientists, Positron, who's antimatter in this world, has benefited the world by creating these clockwork robots which basically do all the manual labor. So we're going to speak with Interrogator Hoffman. Defeat one resistance clockwork. Glad to have you on our side. I'll be in charge of getting you combat ready. Show me what you got. Test out your powers on one of these broken clockwork target dummies. Sounds like fun. So I'll just select the nearest one and use my powers, my pistols to shoot, and throwing knives. There, that's it. Nice one. I'd say you're ready. Get yourself over to Dr. Stefford. He'll tell you more about how to use your powers. He's not far, just up the street to my right. Okay, thanks. We have a citizen running around. A couple citizens running around. Wonder if there's some danger afoot. Wow, she appears really confused. There's several citizens running around. Okay, well, let's go see how we can help out. Let's go talk to Dr. Stefford. Hello, you must be the new recruit. Here you are, Agent Doomstalker, a powerful sentinel. I saw you demolish that robot with great panache. I'm in a hurry. Can you sign these papers? Sorry, here I am talking to you, and you should probably be heading over to Reach to get your mission. Make sure you take these papers. They have your medical clearance that you are combat ready. You just got a clue. To read your clues, click on clues at the bottom of your compass. So if you want, you can click on clues and read any text about the mission that you're currently on. We need to go here and speak to Reese. You already see some combat going around in the background. Can't you see we have a situation here? Here are some enhancements. They'll increase your damage output a bit to get them slotted. Okay, I am ready. What do you need me to do? I need you to infiltrate the resistance. There are destroyers all over the streets and it's a mess. Don't be fooled, however. They're just pawns of the real threat to peace in Pretoria, the Resistance. The Resistance is always looking for new recruits. I've made it known that you aren't happy being inducted into Powers Division. This should be enough to get your foot in the door. The rest is on you. Where should I go to find the recruiter? There. So the Resistance recruiter is ready to meet me. So first of all, we're going to take a look at the enhancements. And my pistols are damaged, and my throwing knives are not upgradable. I do have a brawl, but I'm not going to waste on that, so I'm going to stack them onto here. When you stack enhancements, you have the option of combining them together. The closer they are to the same number, the better the chance of success. When you combine them together, it'll turn one of them into a higher level one. So this one just became a 2. Okay, so let's head over to the next mission. There are a few bad guys along the way. You can attack them if you want, but there's not really any need to. I'll just run right through this battle, past all these fights. The police are taking care of it. They got it under control. And just make my way to the door. Okay, you've made it into the den where the resistance are. Up ahead, you can hear the sound of a clockwork repairing itself. Greetings, Agent Doomstalker. I am a clockwork programmed to aid the resistance. Please use the crate to receive some inspirations. Alrighty. There we go. So just like in the other starting missions, we'll start off with a couple of inspirations. Once you retrieve them, speak to me again. I'm ready to get moving. What's next? So you have a choice. You can choose to leave the clockwork down here or convince it that the PPD have cleared away from the surface. If the clockwork goes to the surface, PPD will scan it for all the information, the resistance, and then destroy it. These minor choices will appear throughout your travels. They will not change your alignment. For this character, this isn't a character I'm going to play. This is just for the sake of the tutorial mission. I'm going to leave the clockwork guy here, and I'm probably going to join the resistance when the option comes. First of all, I have to get through the door, so I can shoot it with my guns, throw my throwing knives at it, and knock it down. So now I got to keep going. So now you're getting some text popping up on the screen because somebody's communicating via mobile phone. So push through the tunnel. So there's a lot of fighting going on, but you don't have to do any of it. Just run right through. Now, there's no point in really fighting because you're going to get enough experience to level up to get to level 2, and that's about it. You don't gain any experience otherwise during the tutorial. So just keep pressing ahead. Sometimes the NPCs will have some minor things to say. Keep pushing. Wow, that's a big massacre. So now we get a bit of a cutscene. You're not going anywhere, terrorists. Your attacks on the people of Pretoria end today. As you can see, we're finishing up things here with this resistance. But I guess you're here to show us how it's done, aren't you? Are you going to follow through on your orders and take down this resistance scum?
You rebel scum.
No, I'm going to join the resistance. I earned the badge. I'll now fight these guys and help the resistance member. The resistance member named Wrencher. Speak with Wrencher. Good to see you're on our side, Agent Doomstalker. You're a real slammer, huh? There's someone who wants to speak to you. I think you've heard of him, Calvin Scott. He's here now near the entrance back to Topside. You should go speak with him. He'll tell you what's got to be done. Good luck. I'll go speak with Calvin Scott. So just make my way over here, following the marker on the screen as well as the compass. And does it even show up? Yeah, it even shows up on the map if you need to know where to go. And there he is. Calvin Scott. Agent Doomstalker, good to see you. I'm the leader of this here in Pretoria. I'm pleased to see you're on our side. To be honest, I was a little nervous that you're going to turn on us. Let's get to work. There, that gets you level 2. You'll want to contact Praetor White as soon as you get topside. Be careful around Praetor White. His cool exterior is just to cover his true nature, a marauder. He's brutal, cruel, and selfish. Show any weakness around him, and he'll break you in half. You might not like it, but for now, you'll have to put up with his attitude. And remember, we need you as our inside man in Powers Division. Do what you need to do to gain their trust, and don't believe anything those loyalist scum tell you. I'll make sure to be careful. Yeah, so essentially the missions play out mostly the same because you're undercover. So if you chose loyalist, then the missions start off the same. Like, you still start off in the same area, speaking to the same NPCs. Okay, so here we have Praetor Duncan, which, if you remember the other starting missions, one in City of Heroes, you appear in Atlas Park where you speak with Miss Liberty. So Praetor Duncan is the evil version of Miss Liberty. And you can ask about this contact, and she gives her name, gives her information. She's the granddaughter of Emperor Cole. Alright, so we'll talk about what else is going on, and I'm going to train up and get my... I'll go with dual wield. There, so now I have 2 attack powers. But, like I said, it's not going to matter because I'm not playing this character. But that's it. So that is the Going Rogue starting mission. Very similar to the City Heroes, City Villains, and the Steps. The difference is it all takes place in Pretoria, which is the alternate version of Earth. Just a moment, I'm going to log out of this character and log back in, and we'll take a look at the Galaxy City starting mission. And now I'm about to start the Galaxy City tutorial mission. I've created a Dominator, whose origin is based on technology. Her gravity and energy powers stem from the super-powered suit that she designed herself. So let's jump in and we'll check this out. So when we click on Next, we'll get the option to play the tutorial. We're going to click on Yes. So now we have all these various options. So we did Outbreak for City of Heroes, and we did Breakout for City of Villains. And now we're going to choose Galaxy City, which is described as Galaxy City has been devastated by a Shivan meteor attack. As the settled survivor must choose their own paths for the future. You can also choose this as the start for either heroes or villains, as you'll find out once we get there. So whether you want to play a hero or a villain character, you can choose Outbreak for hero, Breakout for villain, or Galaxy City for either. Complete character creation ends the game, yes indeed. And now it has a different start, Galaxy's Last Stand, where you get to see Backstreet Brawler and Sister Psyche. And in the background is Statesman and Positron. And we're going to click on Enter Game because I just realized that we're waiting for that to happen. This is a different area, and this is the only part of the game that I'm aware of that actually has voice acting. So my powers are pretty much set up how I want them. I guess I'll go and get my free starting power. With technology, it is a Taser Dart. I actually like starting with that one because Taser Dart gives you a temporary full hold, which is nice. So we're going to move forward, and I'm going to stop talking whenever there's voiceover, which should be one starting really quick. So no need to fight anything, we just need to go to the checkpoint.
These monsters are all over the place. Fight some off before meeting with Blue Spectrum.
To select any enemy, left-click on them or press Tab. To attack, left-click your power in the power tray.
Okay, so I'm going to select one of these Shivans and start attacking with my gravity immobilization powers, followed by my shooty power, and then I'm going to use my dart on that one. That's it. Keep pushing ahead, just run past all the enemies. As you notice that there's villains fighting here too. The wolf spiders are the Arachnos agents, and the longbow are basically the good guy agents. So we've got like villains and heroes fighting these off. That shows how bad the situation is. But here's Blue Spectrum.
Blue Spectrum is hurt. He can absorb powers. Help him out by lending him some of yours.
You have a moral choice. You can choose whether you want to be a hero or a villain. You will have a chance to change your alignment again after you reach level 20.
Pretty straightforward. If you choose the red villain side, your character will become a villain, and after the tutorial, you'll be carted off to the Rogue Isles, which is the where the villain missions are. If you choose the blue, the good guy side, then after the tutorial, you'll be transported to Atlas Park, where you start your hero missions. I'm going to go with the hero. And yes.
Spectrum seems okay now. He'll guard this area. Longbow needs your help up ahead.
Yeah, and he gave us a temporary power. Minus health regeneration. Namina of the Freedom Phalanx contacts you from Atlas Park. Thank you for helping Blue Spectrum. Galaxy City is lost. You need to get out of there. We can teleport you out if you destroy whatever is jamming our signal up ahead. Will do.
Talk to the official nearby to increase your powers.
Left-click on an NPC to begin interacting with it. Select Train to Next Level to choose a new power.
So essentially what would happen is, if you chose the villain side, then when you got here, these would all be the Arachnos agents with their guns aimed, and the people kneeling on the ground would all be the heroes, the longbow agents. So now I'm going to speak with the PPD Emergency Defense Guardian, because he's essentially the trainer contact, so he's going to give us our second level. So we get that right now, so you actually get to start off at level 2 for the second half of this. So what do I get? So I'm going to go with Lift, because that's another combat power. Sorry, another attack power. They're all combat powers. Okay, and then I'll keep pressing forward.
Those monsters are blocking the teleportation system. Defeat them so you can get out of here.
Oh, so now I have to...
You are now in a zone event. You can work together with other players towards a common goal.
So in this section here, if there were other players doing this tutorial, then they would appear in this section as well, and you could team up together to fight these enemies. You don't have to purposely team up; just being in the area means that you'll fight together. But it looks like it's just me, so I'm going to have to take out 15 of these Shivan on my L, which would be fine. So I'm going to try my new lifting power, which does a bit of damage. Essentially just a lot of combat. Just going through all my attack powers just to take these out. These enemies are pretty minor at this point. Yeah, so I'm not even like taking any damage. So I think 15 looks like you have to take them all out. One more to go. And that will stop whatever is causing the disturbance. But something is emerging. Oh my goodness. Of course, something this big would be a lot easier to take down if you had a group with you. Just on my own, so it's going to take a minute or so to weaken this creature enough. Just a matter of cycling through all my powers, doing as much damage as I can in a minimal amount of time. Because it is a tutorial, it's still not particularly deadly. I probably wouldn't even die here. It's more of a time thing. Okay, the giant Shivan is pushed back into the pit. That's done.
You did it! The giant Shivan is down! You should be in a longbow safe zone, but it won't last much longer.
Now we speak of Back Alley Brawler. Man, that should end the mission.
The people of Atlas Park need you now.
Galaxy City is an absolute mess. Dynamic fusion. The Shivans, they seem to be getting more powerful by the minute. Unfortunately, it appears Atlas Park is having a ton of problems of its own. The rest of us will do what we can to stabilize the situation here. You need to go help the people of Atlas Park. Alright, I'll handle Atlas Park. Yeah, so once upon a time, Galaxy City used to be one of the two starting areas. Like, after you finished the City of Heroes tutorial mission, you chose to start in Galaxy City or Atlas Park. Atlas Park has Ms. Liberty as the trainer, and she stands right before the giant statue of Atlas. And Back Alley Brawler used to be the trainer in Galaxy City, and that had its own separate set of missions. I think that the developers eventually determined that more people were using Atlas Park rather than Galaxy City, so they decided to close the Galaxy City starting zone and just turned it into like this tutorial mission. I think it's because more people tend to start up in Atlas Park simply because it's got the city hall, it's got the Statue of Atlas, and it's more of a familiar location for people to like to go to. Let's continue. Alright, I'll handle Atlas Park. My character's already level 2, because in Galaxy City, you level up halfway through the tutorial. And just like the other ones, you have the option of flagging yourself that you need help, or you're a helper. I'm just going to choose none. I'm not level 3, so nothing to level up, so that's it. That is the Galaxy City starting mission. Hopefully anybody who hasn't played City of Heroes, maybe these videos have given you an idea of what the game is like. It's still a pretty good game. Graphics are kind of old, I know. The game's almost 20 years old. People are still playing it. You'll see people running around. It's still my favorite massive multiplayer game. I don't know if anyone is ever going to come out with something that's good, that's more modern or not. I might take a look at some of the alternatives that are currently being in development. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching my video on City of Heroes and the related expansions. If you liked the video, give it a like, and maybe check out what other videos we have on Random Door Media. Take care, everyone.